Polite Inquiries, Jarrod, Kimber, George Dobell,
Very hot.
Perth.
Very hot as well.
Liam Caplice says, on a scale of 1 to Shane Watson's batting potential, how badly did England waste the second new ball? Stuart Broad would be a 10.
David Taker's just been very critical of them fairly critical of them in the press conference after play.
He should be.
I thought the horse had bolted before then, to be honest. I thought it was very, very hot. Not that that's an excuse, but their lengths weren't very good today. I think they chased the game. I think that's the problem. It is a belter of a wicket, and losing the toss is quite tough.
It's a belter of a wicket, but I don't think it's more than a 450 par wicket. Craig Burley says, batting fourth in this weather is going to be pretty difficult. Writing in this weather, using a laptop in this weather, eating ice cream in this weather was difficult. Vic Graham TG says, why did England choose 2 bits and pieces player over the specialists? Well,
who's a bits and pieces player? It's not probably Breslin, the bits and pieces player, surely.
A bit silly. He's been the best fourth bowler for how long now?
And Stokes is a young, talented all-rounder. He's 22. I wouldn't judge him as a bits and pieces player.
To be fair, who also got Haddon out and had Smith edging the slip?
I'll tell you why they did it. Well, basically, you're saying, why didn't they pick Finn or Rankin or someone like that? They did it because that wouldn't have been fighting fire with fire. It would have been fighting fire with petrol.
Mark Cook says, have England picked the right attack for this ground? Looks too predictable to me. I think you should go with unpredictable players who aren't as good, personally.
I'd have been really tempted by Rankin. I wouldn't have picked Tremblay. He's probably would have been the slowest of all of them on show if he had played. So, did they pick the right... Look, they might not have done. In an ideal world, they picked these tall seamers to come to Australia because they wanted them to play here. But none of them are bowling well enough.
Percy 2.0 Beadle says, how come England waste so much time when they bowl? Fluffing. It's 43 degrees today. I mean, of all the days, I'm going to give them a little bit more.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a point, but there were a lot of drinks breaks. There was quite a lot going on. I think they finished, 3 or 4 overs short. I mean, he's right. It's not completely acceptable. But today was the most uncomfortable day I've ever had at cricket.
I put my laptop in fridge.
Yeah, we had our laptops in fridges.
4 times my laptop was in a fridge, then I went home.
Would you agree with that? It was the most uncomfortable day you've ever had?
Maybe the heat between you and I was what caused it. Stephen Mudge says...
Mudger?
Do you know who that is? Is the preference of bowlers to ask prior for field adjustments indicative of no confidence in Cook? Did you notice this through your sweat-induced haze?
No.
So they were talking about it a lot on TV, and it wasn't that long ago that Jimmy Anderson would move the fielders around. Today it was Pryor, and what they were suggesting on TV was there were too many people making too many decisions for England today. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it was interesting that Cook seemed to be talking to the bowlers while Pryor seemed to be moving the fielders almost all the time.
I didn't really notice it, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's the sort of thing that if they were winning, someone would say that's a good tactic because Pryor could see the angles better.
He's always done that a bit.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. I don't know. I
thought they fielded pretty well today. You know.
How much does Australia need to score in the first innings to shut the door on England? 500. 500. 500. It's 500 club.
Well, bearing in mind what England's first innings totals have been this series, or they haven't made.
They might have enough.
70 or something might be enough. But the pitch will probably speed up on the second day.
Yeah.
I mean, losing the toss here is a real slap in the face to them. But you know, if they want to win the Ashes, they've got to bat a whole lot better.
Clive says, do you think this match will really start when Mitchell Johnson bowls to the English batsman?
I thought it started. It was pretty exciting, but he's got a point, hasn't he? He's the same pace as he was, and that's relevant. Because when England supporters are saying pick fast bowlers, they would be picking Mitchell Johnson, who sprayed it to the left and sprayed it to the right. It's not just about pace.
Henry Innes says, it's time for Watson to go, and who's your replacement at 3?
Shocking shot today. Can't defend it. I'm a big fan of Watson.
You are.
That
far more than I am.
I'd stick with him, yeah.
When you play in 43-degree days, Watson becomes really handy.
Yeah.
So you can understand why they want him. That said, it's getting harder and harder to justify someone who averages 35 at first drop. Luke Webster says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how dour is George Dobell? 10.
Is 1 dour or 10 a rainbow of joy?
Chris says, is the heat proof that Perth, and by extension all of Australia, is actually held? To be fair, no, very few other places in Australia are this hot, although we have driven through a few of them.
Factory farm chickens are having a whip round right now to save journalists from their life of drudgery.
Legside Strangle says, how on earth do you describe that shot from George Bailey to get out? Well, I mean, it was rubbish, and I'm pretty sure George Bailey would describe it as that as well.
England's plan almost worked. It would have worked, I think, if they pulled a little bit tighter.
Nordic Mosquito says, at what point would a pair of socks achieve neutral buoyancy?
We've just been talking about that all day.